Yeah, we're what we call a boutique watch brand, which means that we're quite small. Our collection is quite small, and we have basically two different models. So we have an analog one, which is quite basic. Basically, we have two product lines: an analog and a digital one. And I think the main feature of the design is that it's very simple geometric shape, and that it has a half steel, half glass front, which I think is quite aesthetic. I think it's also very important to work with materials that are quite honest. I prefer to work if that means that if a watch is made of steel, you should be able to see that it's made of steel. It shouldn't be plated with strange things, or I don't want to try to make it look like something else. And all our straps are genuine leather straps, for instance, so we don't take any shortcuts with materials, and we sort of want to bring this simple design to life by using quite honest and straightforward materials. There's a very pronounced design tradition that I sort of grew up with, that I think has influenced me quite a lot. It's sort of hard to get away from, even if I tried. I think it would be difficult for me to break the bond to my Swedish roots. But I also lived abroad for quite a few years of my life. So I think the older I get, the more influences I get from other places as well. So I think it's a constant process. I mean, design is a very fluid thing, and I think it can be quite coincidental a lot of times as well. If you run into people that you sort of inspire you, it might not be a design, it might be just a person, it might be a nice restaurant somewhere that you see a nice idea, or it could be a street food vendor in a small town in China who sort of has a nice little solution to something that is sort of inspiring. So it's pretty difficult to put my finger on where inspiration comes from, I think. So it's a very, very wide topic, and I think as a designer that sort of you have to be quite tuned into these things. You have to sort of pay attention to the details. What I would like to work with more in the future is probably more. I'd love to get more involved with a more craftsy, kind of artisan way of working. Work more with genuine materials like leather, wood, very, very high quality materials applied in simple ways. So sort of, but it's pretty much the same basic concept as the watches that I do. It's quite nice to keep things very simple, but in order to be able to make it simple, you have to have very high finishing on things, and you have to use good quality materials, because you can't really cut any corners when you do simple things, because it's just going to look like a slab of fabric or a piece of steel, unless you do everything with a very nice finish, and the people who actually manufacture these things knows exactly what they're doing.